Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your October 2022 tarot reading. It's Raina here. So getting a lot of pentacles. And actually, I'm not really that surprised because, for the first 3 weeks of the month, and actually, as I record this, it's the new moon in Libra, and that, oh God, that's what I was going to say. I was thinking about something in my own chart. I'm like, why am I telling them this? But actually, what I was thinking too is that Libra for you is the 10th house. Oh no, it's not. It's the 4th house of home and family. So screw that. Totally wrong. But I mean, it could apply because this can be family issues. So let's keep going. So the heart of the matter is the 2 of Pentacles, and this can be um, see that ship in the background in the water. That has been said that this could be a job offer overseas over a body of water. And maybe you're weighing that decision because you would have to relocate, and maybe that's not something you necessarily want to do. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that I'm recording this on September 25th, and that is the new moon in Libra, and that is your 10th house of career, and that is one of the earth houses. That's the house that Capricorn, your opposite sign, rules. And the pentacles connect to earth energy. So that's what I was really getting at. But also, the 2 of Pentacles could be you're hustling. You have another job. Maybe there's something that you really want to buy, and you figure this is the best way to do it is to get a job, another job. But it can also be that you're juggling things in your life and you have a lot on your plate. In the past position, we have the Sun card, which is the card of love, creativity, children, healing. It's really just about everything you can think of that's positive. Abundance, joy, and it's a sign of Leo. So it could be 2 relationships, this 2 of Pentacles. And, look, just thinking about what Leo represents and what the Sun card represents and what the Pentacles represent, you might be deciding between passion and a practical situation where it's very, if this is your current partner, this is somebody who is very stable, and maybe you have a nice life with this person. Maybe they're not abusive, but you don't feel passion for that individual. Now, if I set the table like that, do you think that I am suggesting that, oh my gosh, well, obviously you're going to go and be with the person that brings passion to your life? I would not necessarily say that, because sometimes, I mean, that's kind of what the midlife crisis, I think, sometimes is about, is that the person feels that life has become very routine and there's no excitement, and they feel like they're getting old, and they just want that passion. And so they go for an illicit affair sometimes, and it feels very wrong, but they feel like it's, whatever, clandestine, situation. So the point is that it's very hard to imagine that you would choose somebody who maybe is very, predictable and sensible, down to earth, but doesn't necessarily tell you that they love you, doesn't necessarily write poetry, and then this other person. And if you're in a situation like that, I would go back to looking at yourself and looking at what's going on in your life aside from other people, because maybe you are kind of blaming other people for not giving you what you could be generating within yourself. So just putting it on that level. We have here the higher message is the Two of Cups, and this is a card of reuniting with someone, or it can be a card of commitment. So yeah, I mean, I never thought about it this way, but if you're a Cancer person and you have Venus in Gemini, you may have commitment issues, come to think about it. So it may be hard for you to decide. But if you really have a difficult time deciding between two people, there's always the possibility that neither one of them is really the person that you're meant to be with. So don't forget about that option. Also, the idea of reunion is a very thrilling one to people who are romantic, or maybe they always held a torch for somebody and felt like they wanted to get back together with that person. But remember why you split up the first time. If somebody calls you that broke up with you a long time ago and you really never got over it, and now you're just over the moon thinking about, oh my God, what's going to happen, be very measured about it. Don't get carried away, because you never know exactly what the reasoning is, why that person did what they did. Or they might say, I've changed, and you don't have any evidence of that. So be careful. What crosses you is the Ten of Pentacles. It's very interesting because this is a card of generational wealth. And it's also family money. So there might be a situation where, this might be a long shot, but I'm just going to say it, that some of you, if you go back to somebody else, your family will pretty much disown you because of whatever that relationship was. And who knows, maybe the family is wrong. If they're prejudiced in some way, not just racially, but, oh, that person's of the wrong religion. They're not of our religion. They're not from... they're from this country that we don't like or something. So remember that, for a Cancer person to be rejected by their family is very difficult. But remember that if you really love someone, that it has to be your call, that nobody else can dictate that to you. And if they want to dictate it to you, then there's probably something wrong. Unless, you're with somebody who is very abusive or something along those lines. But it's also, this could be like, if you have worked for your family and you want to do something else, so you're transitioning out of that, you may feel like this guilt, or they may guilt you, and that might be something that you have to contend with. What's coming in is a Six of Pentacles, and this is give and take as it relates to energy. So the gold coin is a form of energy, and in this particular picture, you see that he's giving his coins to people who are presenting themselves as needy. So in that way, it really is about spreading the wealth sometimes, but it's also about being compensated for the energy that you give out, whether it's in relationships, and a relationship where you're always giving, and that person is taking. And I'm not talking about financial, I'm talking about energy, whether it's, affection, contacting the other person. This can happen sometimes in friendships and everything else. And what Cancer people tend to do is they'll double down. And that's really, to me, that's the wrong approach. Because then it becomes like a smothering type of situation where you're trying to impose your will on that other person, like, love me, like me. It's better to observe how people treat you and then act accordingly. Somebody seems really interested in dealing with you, then you expend more effort. But if they're not, then it's like, okay. And you don't throw pearls at swine, basically. Um, the outcome is a Seven of Swords. So this is kind of like slinking off into the sunset, but it's really, I feel like if you find yourself in a situation where you are dealing with two different people for whatever reason, whether it's a marriage and a lover, two dating individuals, you may decide to just like take a break from it, because the Seven of Swords can be, number seven can be more of that introspection, which is really important sometimes. Because if you, especially if you were planning on committing to someone and you're not sure that that's the right person for you, and somebody else has come along, then that makes it even more crucial. So let me just pick an additional card, because I'm not really keen on ending with that card. Three of Wands. Well, this makes me think that you might just walk away from the situation altogether. And maybe you thought, unless, you know what, unless it's you're dealing with a fire sign like Leo, then you might choose that person, because that the Three of Wands is about expansion. And it also suggests that you might take that overseas job, that job in another country, because it's about expansion. You want to have wider pastures. You know, you don't want to stay stuck in this small, confined area. So, yeah, very, very interesting, Cancer. That's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.